America is entering a dangerous few weeks. Millions are at risk right now. While you're watching this, America is moving into one of the most fragile moments it has faced in years. Not next year, not someday, the next few weeks. On the surface, everything looks normal. Highways are full, stores are open, phones still buzz with notifications that feel important but aren't. Most people are going about their routines, convinced that if something truly bad were coming, someone would warn them. But history shows us something uncomfortable. The most dangerous moments don't arrive with sirens. They arrive quietly, while people are distracted, and this time, the warning signs are already here. 1. The pattern no one wants to see. Every major national crisis in American history followed the same pattern. First, signals, then denial, then panic. Before the 2008 financial collapse, economists were already whispering. Before major cyber attacks, security experts raised flags. Before social unrest exploded in past decades, tension was already visible, if you knew where to look. Right now, we are standing in that first phase again. And the reason this period is so dangerous isn't just one problem. It's many problems converging at the same time. Economic pressure, political division, technological vulnerability, infrastructure strain, psychological fatigue. Each one alone would be manageable. Together, they create a perfect storm. 2. The economic fault lines. Let's talk about money, because money is usually where cracks become earthquakes. Millions of Americans are quietly running out of room to breathe. Savings are gone, credit cards are maxed, rent, groceries, fuel, insurance. Everything costs more, but paychecks haven't kept up. This creates a dangerous psychological shift. When people feel stable, they tolerate inconvenience. When people feel trapped, they become unpredictable. Small shocks suddenly feel catastrophic. A delayed paycheck, a bank outage, a sudden market dip, a system glitch. Any one of those during a fragile moment can trigger chain reactions no one can stop. And here's the part most people miss. Modern systems are tightly interconnected. If one major financial institution freezes for even a few hours, panic spreads digitally in seconds. Withdrawals surge, rumors multiply, trust evaporates. And trust, once broken, is almost impossible to restore quickly. 3. Digital America is exposed. Now add technology to the equation. America runs on invisible code, power grids, water systems, hospitals, air traffic, banks, emergency services. Most people assume these systems are isolated and protected. They aren't. Cybersecurity experts have been warning for years that the US is vulnerable, not because defenses don't exist, but because the scale is massive and the systems are old. A single coordinated digital attack, whether from criminals, hostile states, or even internal sabotage, could disrupt daily life in ways most Americans are not prepared for. No explosions, no soldiers in the streets, just screens going dark. And when screens go dark, confusion takes over. 4. The information war. Now imagine this happening during a moment of political tension. Social media would erupt instantly. False reports, fake emergency alerts, manipulated videos, fabricated government statements. People wouldn't know what to believe. And that's the real threat, because chaos doesn't require destruction, it requires uncertainty. If citizens can't trust information, they rely on emotion. If they rely on emotion, reactions spiral, crowds form, shelves empty, traffic jams lock cities, hospitals get overwhelmed, not just by injuries, but by fear, all without a single official declaration of emergency. 5. The psychological breaking point. Here's something rarely discussed. Americans are tired, not just physically, mentally. Years of crises, nonstop news cycles, constant alerts, political arguments, and social pressure have pushed people closer to emotional limits than many realize. Psychologists call this collective burnout. When people are burned out, they don't respond rationally under stress. They respond impulsively. That's why the next few weeks matter, because during fragile periods, even a minor spark can ignite something massive. 6. The quiet warnings. There are already subtle signals. Increased emergency preparedness briefings, unusual financial system stress tests, quiet updates to infrastructure protocols, rising insurance withdrawals in key regions. Government agencies running simulated scenarios. These aren't coincidences, they are precautions, the kind taken when leaders aren't certain what's coming, but know something could, and uncertainty is often more dangerous than certainty. 7. What history teaches us. Look back at history. Moments before major disruptions rarely feel dramatic. People look back later and say, the signs were there. We just didn't connect them. We thought someone else was handling it. That's human nature. We assume systems are stronger than they are. We assume warnings are exaggerated. We assume tomorrow will look like yesterday, until it doesn't. 8. Who is most at risk? Let's be clear, not everyone will be affected equally. Those most vulnerable include people living paycheck to paycheck, elderly individuals relying on medical systems, communities dependent on single infrastructure sources, families without emergency plans, individuals isolated from local support networks. When systems wobble, those without buffers feel it first and hardest. 9. The next few weeks. So why the next few weeks? Because timing matters. Economic cycles, political events, seasonal pressures, and global tensions are aligning in a narrow window, not guaranteeing disaster, but raising the odds. And risk isn't about certainty, it's about probability. Ignoring elevated risk doesn't make it disappear. 10. The choice ahead. Here's the truth most channels won't say. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Prepared people don't panic. Informed people make better decisions. Communities that communicate survive stress better than those that don't. The danger isn't that something bad will happen. The danger is that if something does, too many people won't be ready, mentally, emotionally, or practically. America isn't collapsing tomorrow, but it is entering a sensitive phase. A moment where small failures could become large ones, where misinformation could move faster than truth, where trust, already fragile, could fracture further. The next few weeks matter. What people do or don't do during this window could determine how severe the consequences are if stress turns into crisis. Do you think Americans are being properly warned about the risks ahead, or are we once again ignoring the signs until it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments.